But you look at somebody like me, I grew up here. There's nothing you can tell me about Memphis that I don't already know.
There's nothing you can tell me about Memphis. From the boardroom to the streets.
That I don't already know.
With Mike from Memphis, man. Together we can fix things. Really.
Watch on Comcast, Apple TV, Roku, Fire TV, YouTube, Facebook Live, and all other digital platforms.
He saw things weren't fair, so he chose to run for mayor. You get up and do something when you really care. It's Memphis 360.
I'm with you. I'm with you. In the meantime,
it's Memphis 360.
In the meantime, in between time, we got folks shooting people up out the frame. Anybody said a word. We've become accustomed to people dying in this city.
Yeah, it's Memphis 360.
Turning the TV on and the news and see our loved ones and see young people that are out of control. And now you see, okay. We talk about incarceration. We talk about the youth. We talk about giving them the ability. We talk about investing in young people and investing in the community. See, I hate ignorance. I hate when people make decisions about things and they make statements and they haven't done their research.
How can you fix the problem when you don't even know what the problem is?
We need some help in this city. We need some help in this city.
It's Memphis 360.
See, I hate ignorance.
It's Memphis 360. Man.
And good evening. We'd like to welcome you to another edition of Memphis 360, the television show where we like to go from the boardroom to the streets. We've had, county commissioners on here. We've had the Shelby County Court Clerk on here. Last week we had Joyride in the City, and I'm going to talk about that a little bit real quick too. We had her on the show on last week. And this week we have a special guest, and I'm so glad that he finally decided to come into the studio. We have Frank Gotti, well-known community activist, young man in the community is doing good things. He is the founder of Put the Guns Down, Fight Like a Man. Got a website out there, Facebook page, doing all kinds of things. He's normally one of those guys who is the first one on the scene when there are homicides that are occurring in this city, trying to get young people to understand and trying to get young people to stop all the killing, man. So that is a good thing. So I want to kind of talk to him about what's going on out here in the city, what's happening in the streets, what's up Malone, and good things like that. First of all, I want to say that the Memphis Police Association had to lay one of its members to rest today, Mr. Corley Jones. Young man in the community was killed in an accident, unfortunately, and they had to go and pay their last respects to him on today. I was riding last night over on 240 round by Poplar or Walnut Grove, and man, me and my daughter was able to see all of the lights in the sea of blue. It's so fortunate they've lost a couple of officers this year, unfortunate, in the enactment of their duties. And it's a shame when police officers are killed. It's a shame when citizens are losing their lives. When we talk about the homicide rate, it is steadily going up like a bat out of hell, unfortunately, in this city. You know, I saw where, unfortunately, the sheriff department shot an individual the other day. Evidently, he was wanted out of somewhere else, and they showed on the news where he rammed the car and different things like that. And then, but I've seen where a lot of young people are becoming emboldened, and they're shooting at the police. I know the Sonic over there on Perkins, it was robbed the other night. Police shows up, they're shooting at the police. I believe the encounter with the sheriff department, young people who was involved, allegedly shot at the police as well. Something's got to give in this city. Citizens are feeling as though they're not safe. We have individuals that are being killed, which is evident of the city not being safe. What's up, Bob Midget? So hopefully we're going to be able to find some common ground in this city to whereas we can actually get it to where the citizens are feeling safe and law enforcement is feeling safe. Everybody's working together to make this a better place to live. I also wanted to talk a little bit about what's going on. A lot of police officers I saw on one of their pages, they're having some serious problems when they're taking inmates out to Jail East. They're having a problem where they're having to have these young people and these individuals that they have arrested, the young ladies, in the cars, squad cars, for anywhere from 2 to 5 to 6 to 7 hours. Some police officers are having to sit in their cars for 4, 5, 6 hours. And the officers are complaining because sometimes these young ladies have to use the bathroom and supposedly they're being told that they won't allow them inside the Sally Port. So these young ladies have to relieve themselves. And sometimes they may have a female officer that's out there who allows them the ability to be able to use the bathroom outside. That is not right. As a police officer, I'm telling you that is not right. I would not want my daughter to be locked up and she's sitting in a line out there to Sallyport and she has to use the bathroom and she has to relieve herself over behind a building or in a corner or something to that effect. It's not right. Plus, the fact that we have all of these officers that are tied up out there at the Sally Port, that's not a good thing either. I am not aware if Sheriff Bonner knows about this, but I believe that they have brought it to the attention of MPD administration. And MPD administration should talk to Sheriff Bonner. See, I can say stuff like that now. Should talk to Sheriff Bonner because it's not right for the individuals that are being arrested, and it's also not right because we're tying up resources that could be utilized for something better. So I am hoping, and I know somebody's going to see this, and somebody's going to go back and tell Sheriff Bonner, and this is what I said. It's an election year. And individuals don't want things like this coming up and getting out. I supported Sheriff Bonner when he ran for sheriff last time. And I like Sheriff Bonner, and I will support Sheriff Bonner again. But I definitely want Sheriff Bonner, the police administration, and everybody else to understand that there's a way that individuals should be treated when they're under arrest. And you can't take that away from people. You don't want, if it was your daughter, I know for a fact, if it was your daughter or your son, and I'm not going to even sit here and say, oh, my kids are so good that they'll never get arrested. I'm not going to say that. But if it was my daughter, I would definitely want facilities or something available to whereas she could maintain her humanity and her dignity and not have to go out there and squat behind some building or something like that. So whomever sees this and whoever talks to Sheriff Bonner or whoever talks to CJ or JP or DDT or whomever, things like this should be worked out. I know you hear about it, and maybe they don't, because I know I'm faced a lot of times with things that that the sheriff is being told other things or the police director is being told other things, because a lot of times those people in your chain, they're not telling you everything. They try to shield things from you, and some things they really just don't want to address, and they need to address them because we don't want officers sitting in no line for 5, 6, 7 hours. And it was a problem even at the Sallyport downtown before I left the police association. Officers was out there waiting for hours just to get into the Sallyport. And I think that something needs to be done about that, because with everything that's going on, we're talking about there's a shortage of officers. We definitely need to make sure that we're utilizing our resources to the best of our ability. And I'm going to tell the citizens, you need to ask these people questions when they're trying to get reelected. Like I said, I supported Sheriff Bonner, and I'm going to support Sheriff Bonner again. But I'm definitely going to bring it to his attention, and I will call him and bring this to his attention as well. But some of you guys are going to see this. Some of his administration is going to see this. And they need to bring it to his attention to say that this is getting out there. I don't know, officers a lot of times get frustrated and they have their own page and they talk about what's going on. And these are some of the conversations that are possibly happening behind the scenes. And I told them that I would bring it out on my show tonight. And I'm a man of my word. I definitely brought it out. And not only for me, is it a bad thing that we're tying up officers and those resources, but it's also a bad thing that we are treating citizens in this manner. And it's not something that should happen. So we need to look at a better way of doing that. I don't care if you put porta potties out there or what the hell you do. I said, but you don't want some young person, some young lady who's probably already scared out of her wits. Some of them, out there because they want to be and they done what they did. But you have people that make mistakes and they have to go through the justice system. And it's their first time possibly going through the justice system. And we don't want to make it so hard or treat them in an inhumane way. Because then the first thing happens is you get sued. And then you're looking at the officer like, why didn't you do something? Because crap rolls downhill. And we always want to put it on the officer back when they have tried to raise it to the level to whereas something could have been done and nothing was done. And that is not fair to the officers. The number to call is 244-6874, 244-6874. If, in fact, you have any questions, we will be more than happy, and we'd like for you to be a part of the conversation tonight. I see Johnny Curran on here, old Colonel on the Memphis Police Department. They looking in on me, y'all, just to see if I was going to bring it up. And I have always been a man of my word. I don't bite my tongue, and I'm my own man. So anyway, but there is still a lot going on in the city. We got a lot of people out here vying for positions. I see people positioning for different electoral positions. I'm going to ask that the citizens definitely look at these individuals that are going to be running for these offices because you have things like this that are going on. A lot of things that are going on down at 201 Poplar, a lot of things going on within the court systems. It shouldn't be going on, but guess what? It is. So a lot of these issues definitely needs to be addressed. I was going to talk a little bit about, and I'm going to bring Frank on because I want to talk to him, and I got a lot of questions I kind of want to ask him. But as you know, we had Joyride in the City on the show last night. Now, I thought it was interesting because after Joyride in the City was on the show last week, there's a lot going on social media, Instagram and all of that, that's trying to tie her and Aisha Taylor into the homicide of young Dolph. And I'm trying to figure out, where is all of this madness coming from? We all know that there were two individuals that were locked up for the homicide, allegedly for the homicide of young Dolph. But now, you have Instagram pages out there where you had all of these people trying to do all of this investigation, and a lot of the investigations that I saw was trying to tie the individuals from Makita Cookies in there, and they were doing all of this investigation, and then they were trying to tie Joyride in the City, Ronisha. They were trying to tie her in there, and they were trying to tie Miss Taylor in there. And I'm sitting here going, where did all of this come from? Some people are trying to build up their pages, and a lot of these people that are talking about a lot of this stuff are not even from Memphis. And that's why it blows my mind. The streets are the streets. What's happening here in the city of Memphis is happening here in the city of Memphis. And there are individuals that know kind of what's going on if you're out here in the streets. But to tie those two young ladies in there, you know, I've been following this thing kind of closely myself. From the initial video when I was in my office that day and someone alerted me that young Dolph had been killed, there were individuals out there videoing live. They've taken some of those videos down, but they were videoing live at the particular time that the incident happened. And that's when young Dolph was still there. And I clicked right in, started looking at what was going on. And I don't think Ronisha was even there, number one. So I don't know why they're talking about it. I know they're talking about 3 people that were inside. They were talking about the father who they put him involved as well. And then they were talking about how could he not see this and see that. And initially, he wasn't even there. He came to the scene. But they're putting all of these things together, and they're putting things out there that are not necessarily true about the individuals that they're putting out there. But it's helping to build some of these individuals' pages. And I just think we have to be careful when we are talking about, first of all, respect for the family. Second of all, respect for young Dolph. Third of all, respect for these young ladies and individuals that people are talking about, because everybody has their own hypotheses about what's going on and different things like that. And I know both of these young ladies. I know that they're stand-up people. Alicia has been lighting them up on her page. She like, come on over here. Let's talk about it. I got something for you. We can talk about what's going on and all of that good stuff, and we'll be okay. And she welcomed them to come over. And if you want to find out what's going on, come over here and talk to me. And I'm going to tell you, she's a little rough around the edges. So she's dealing with what's going on. I think Ronisha was a little upset about those things. And I hate the fact that she had to go through all of that and that people would put her through that. But anyway, that's the nature of the beast, and that's just kind of the way things happen. But I wanted to get over here and tell you that I support Ronisha Joyride in the city, and I support Alicia Taylor as well. They're both stand-up people, to be perfectly honest. So, you know, you come to your own conclusion about what's going on. A lot of people are doing investigations that aren't even here in the city of Memphis, and I'm trying to figure out how they're doing their investigations. And I've been looking at some of these pages, and some of the stuff that they're talking about is, you know, I think they had police officers in there who are the investigators on the case, and they were talking about how they were involved. And they're, Jesus, I'm like, these people going all over the place, man. I don't know what happened. I wasn't there. But I will tell you that from the initial videos that were on the scene, and I know Frank has been up there. I think Frank was up there the night that they did the vigil. And there was another young man that was shot in the leg and all of that kind of stuff. So, you know, people in Memphis felt a certain way about young Dolph. He was definitely an individual in the city who, you know, like him, don't like him. He did things in the community. He was actually here at that particular time to do a turkey giveaway for the disadvantaged here in the city of Memphis. So he was one that gave back. I'm not affiliated with no gang. I'm not affiliated with no record label. I'm not affiliated with anything. As a matter of fact, I patrolled that area for about 8 years. Castalia, Orange Mound, Florida, Kansas. You know, so a lot of people know me from that area. And I was out there not too long ago, gave away about 50 bikes at the corner of Airways and Ketchum. And that memorial is growing out there. They haven't been able to open Makita Cookies back up yet because individuals from all across the world have been coming in and have been putting things out there to show their love for young Dolph, all right, who was an individual from the city of Memphis who had risen to a level of prominence, and he had brought recognition to the city of Memphis. We'll take a commercial break. We'll be right back.
Hey folks, it's Issa Haddad here. I got some good news and a special invitation for you to come see me here at Sunrise Collierville. Come on down, check out my inventory with new, pre-owned, and certified vehicles to choose from. I can get you financed when no one else can. Come on by, bring your family. I treat you like family. Come see me, Issa, here at the #1 dealership in the Mid-South, 4605 Houston Levy Road, Sunrise Collierville. Come on down, check out my inventory with hundreds of vehicles to choose from, pre-owned, new, and certified.
Good news from Sunrise Chevrolet. Get in your new vehicle today. Come on in, ask for Issa. Bankrupt, slow pay, bad credit, it's okay. Let Issa put you in your brand new truck or car today when you shop at Sunrise Chevrolet Collierville.
And don't forget, ask for me, Issa.
Hi, my name is Dr. Michael Vincent. I'm here to discuss the true epidemic in the black church, which is diabetes and obesity.
Watch Rebalance Your Body Naturally with Dr. Michael Vincent weekdays on the SVP TV channel.
And welcome back to Memphis 360. And now we are joined on the stage by none other than my partner, my bud. A lot of people they always wonder why we were cool, man, but that's okay. My partner, Frank Gotti. He is a young man here in the city of Memphis. He used to be out there with the bullhorn every time somebody, some young person was killed or somebody was killed here in the city of Memphis. He was the one out there advocating for young people, put your guns down, fight like a man. He was also instrumental in the bridge, that big bridge incident that happened. Man, I'm so glad you took the time to come. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. How you doing?
I'm good. It's been a long time since we done got together.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So what you been up to?
I ain't been doing nothing. Still pushing for my community. Still pushing for the city.
Okay. So tell the people a little bit about yourself and tell them a little bit about, first of all, just tell them a little bit about yourself. Tell them about how Put the Guns Down, Fight Like a Man came about.
Put the gun down and fight like a man came about it. It was really nothing but God. You know, God put me in a position to change my life.
Okay.
And I started pushing, put the gun down and fight like a man. One of my brothers had passed away, and I decided to, instead of going about it a negative way, let's go about it a positive way. And that's when I created Put the Gun Down and Fight Like a Man. Okay.
Was he killed did he die in a violent way?
Yes, sir.
Okay. From crime?
Yeah. He had got killed.
That's what okay,
yes,
yeah. So he was killed in the
yes,
city
sir.
of Memphis.
Yes,
okay,
sir.
so you have a vested interest in all of this stuff and what's going on then because
yes,
you have one of your loved ones that you lost that was due to gun violence.
Yes, sir. I've been losing loved ones while I've been pushing the moon, but I still been pushing it.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So have you lost more than one family member to gun violence?
Yeah, I lost about 40 family members in the streets of Memphis, Tennessee.
Wow. Ooh. God, Jesus. Okay, so tell me a little bit about, because I wanted to definitely hit on this thing about the bridge.
Okay.
How did that come about?
How did it come about?
Yeah. How did this bridge? I kind of watched it unfold, to be perfectly honest. I was at home, but I want you to tell the citizens, tell the listening audience, how did the bridge incident come about?
You know, that day the Ku Klux Klan was here in Memphis, and they were saying what they was gonna do.
Oh.
You know, really people don't even know that. So, you know, all of us got together, all the gangs and all of us, we sent out a thing on Facebook, and everybody got together and met downtown.
Wait a minute. So are you telling me most of these people are gang members?
No.
You said you the one.
Saying. All the gangs was out there though. But
all
I'm
the
saying,
gangs
like,
were out there.
Once they was out there, the people came too.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
And it just grew.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you said it all started because of
the Ku Klux
what
Klan.
the Ku Klux Klan was saying.
Yes,
and
sir.
was this all related to the statue at that time?
No, sir.
Okay. Why was it?
Nah, they was just here just talking stuff one day. And they were saying they was coming to Memphis and they were gonna be here that day.
Oh, okay.
So we was meeting them that day.
Oh, so So somebody put a call out, and all of the gang said, "No, we ain't having this today,
Yeah,
and you
we
ain't coming
having
to the
it.
city of
This ain't-
Memphis."
This ain't the 90s, you know, like when they came.
Oh, wow. Okay. So because you guys put the call out and everybody said, you know, this ain't happening here in the city of Memphis today. And this is what I saw. Me sitting at home. I saw you downtown, walking through downtown, you know, kind of on your phone, you know, and folks calling you, and you was on Facebook. And then I was looking at the numbers, and the numbers started growing and growing and growing.
Oh, yes, sir.
And then I saw some other people that came and joined in, and the next thing you know, it done swelled. Then I saw the police trying to block y'all
Yes, sir.
at different intersections and different things like that.
Yes,
So how did you end up on the bridge?
Really, the police led us to the bridge.
Oh, wow. I knew that, but I wanted you to say that for them. Okay, why do you say the police led y'all to the bridge?
They kept trying to block us off of the way where the Ku Klux Klans was.
Okay.
So by the time we got right there by the bridge, everybody was like, you know, like, we finna go and just take this bridge.
So realistically, what y'all were trying to do was to get to the Ku Klux Klan.
Yeah, that's all we were trying to do.
Where they were.
Yeah.
And the police kept trying to divert you away from where the Ku Klux Klan
Yes, sir.
was. So in doing that, and kept blocking you off, and they never expected you to go on the bridge. So what happened was,
We weren't expecting to go on the bridge.
so
but
you weren't expecting to go on the bridge. That wasn't in the
we
plan.
weren't
that
expecting
day.
to go on the bridge. That wasn't even never in our plan, but we seen the bridge right there. We knew what time it was.
Shut the bridge down.
Yes, sir.
Oh, wow. So how many people I saw that day? How many people do you think were out there?
It was some thousands.
Yeah, it was. I'm quite sure everybody, what's up Denise Moore, what's up Faye Pulliam, what's up Ted Stephanie, I'm quite sure everybody that saw what was going on that day on the bridge, it was, Jesus, it was like just a big old mass of people. I mean, you had babies, you had females, you had males, you had old people, you had young people, you had gang members, you had, I think I saw a couple of police officers incognito, you know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
It was just a lot of people out there. Okay, so then you guys went on the bridge, and I guess evidently, eventually Director Rollins came up and whatever. And what happened with all that, Frank? How he talk y'all off that bridge?
He really didn't talk us off no bridge.
Okay, then so what happened, Frank?
But you know, he stood up there with us. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ended up at the FedEx FedEx Forum trying to get somebody.
Right.
And he was there doing something too at the same time where people still was on the bridge.
Okay.
So he seen me and was like, put him in the truck, and they took me back to the bridge.
Oh, they took you back to the bridge.
Took me back to the bridge, talk about get these folks off
to
the
try
bridge.
to talk the other people off the bridge. Okay, so eventually Director Rollins went up there and whatever happened, and y'all eventually ended up walking off the bridge that
sir.
night. So now let's move forward a little bit. So then you had the big meeting you had Devontae Hill, enter Joseph Lowry, enter, all of these other folk. Where they come from, Frank?
I don't know where they really came from. You know, I
Okay.
seen them after that day, but I ain't know them before that day.
Okay. Before that day, you
No, sir.
you
Never
didn't know
met him in my
Devontae?
life.
Before that day?
No, sir.
You didn't know Joseph Lowry?
No, sir.
Okay. Now everybody capitalizing and trying to get in on whatever's going on.
Yes,
okay.
sir.
So, some kind of way, now they set up a meeting at Greater Amani,
Yes, sir.
the church. I was there. Okay.
Yes, sir.
I was at the church too. And that was, tell me about that. What did you think about that, Frank?
They were really weren't trying to listen to us. Mary Strickland wasn't trying to listen to us at the time.
Okay.
He really wasn't.
So what do you think he was doing?
Sir?
What do you think he was doing?
He probably playing video game while we was up there talking.
Okay, Frank. So they said, we'll set up a meeting, we'll listen to your concerns, and all of this good stuff. And the pastor of Greater Amani, he said, okay, I'll loan you my facility and all of that. So you guys actually went to that facility, and the day of the meeting,
They weren't even gonna let me up on the stage.
I saw that.
Yeah,
I saw that.
I had
But-
to sit on the stair of the stage.
Well, but people started getting upset.
Yes, sir.
Because you weren't on the stage.
Yes,
And
sir.
you had all of these other people now that entered into the picture, and they were on the stage. So, you know, they conduct this meeting, and the meeting was wild
Yes, sir.
because a lot of the young people didn't want to hear it. It was kind of like, no, man, bump that. You know what I mean? Well, first of all, why Frank ain't up there? Who these people? That's what they were saying.
Yes, sir.
Because I was there. And it was starting to get a little unruly until they actually allowed you to come onto the stage. But
Yes,
then
sir.
I saw people still try to overshadow you.
Yes, sir.
That was just me, what I saw. So then all of these, I ain't gonna say promises were made, but concessions were supposedly made. And a lot of, I ain't gonna say promises, but
What they did, they were promises.
they made promises.
Yeah, they made promises.
Did they keep those promises?
No, you know they'll never keep their promises.
Okay. Did they even come back and address the issues?
No, sir.
Because there were some, even though, now what kind of, you know, I was the president of the police association at the time. But I will also tell you that even at that time, I was always a voice in the community, and I was always advocating for the community. A lot of police didn't like that at the time, but that's kind of how we
Yes,
kind
sir.
of hooked up. Because, you know, I'm, like I said, Memphis 360, from the boardroom to the streets, and that has always been my philosophy. Yeah, you need Mayor Strickland. Yeah, you need the county commission. Yeah, you need the city council. But you also need people like you that are out here working in the streets, that have a feel for the streets and has the pulse of what's going on in the streets, and that brings to the table what those young people are really feeling and what those young people are really desiring, and what's going to help to be able to possibly fix some of the things, ills and woes that are going on here in the city of Memphis. And I think that gets overlooked a lot of times.
Yes, sir.
You feel the same way?
Yes, sir.
How do you think we could make that better?
Well, one thing about it, they need something for these kids to do. Like,
Okay.
They really need something for these kids, because that's why it's so bad. Like, they done took the prayer out of school, they took discipline out of our home. Like, what they expected was gonna happen.
Could you see this coming?
Yeah, anybody can see it coming.
Like, let me ask you this, Frank. The number to call is 244-6874, 244-6874 if you want to be a part of this conversation. I know I'm asking a lot of questions, but I know you may have some questions. You've seen Frank all over the place. You always see him out there on the scene. He's actually, didn't you receive some kind of award or something from the city council or somebody? They recognized you?
Yes, sir.
What was it for?
It was just for recognizing my work in the community.
Your work in the community?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so he's been out here, you know, he's paid his dues, he's doing whatever, trying to make things right, trying to bridge the gap here in the city of Memphis. You know, like I said, from the boardroom to the streets, people. Boardroom to the streets. The boardroom ain't gonna be able to fix what's going on in the streets until you get those that are actually out here in the streets doing the work. And I ain't talking about the ones that you bring in.
Yeah.
I ain't talking about the ones that you pay to be the face so they can say what you want them to say, and it makes it looks as though the black community is involved or the streets are involved. I'm talking about real individuals that are out here on the front line, that are actually putting in the work, that actually have their finger on the pulse, and that can actually tell you the truth. Those things that you don't want to hear and you really don't want to listen to, and until you do that, you're going to continue to have a lot of the problems, issues that you're having out here in the streets now. I know a lot of people don't want to hear that, but that's just the way it is. It's the nature of the beast, because we have a lot of young people out here that are not happy, and you know. So why do we have all of this violence right now, Frank?
I don't know. I really can't even answer that question.
Really?
Like,
Have you thought about it?
yes, sir. We just sat down. We just thought about how can we fix it.
Okay.
But every time we try to come up with a solution and try to fix it, they bring out, something worse on us, like the open gun law.
Okay.
Come on, man.
You don't think the open gun law is a good thing?
No. Yeah, not for Memphis.
We said not for Memphis.
Not for
Wait a
Memphis,
minute, but a lot of people out there, Frank, and I'm just speaking from myself, a lot of people out there would probably say, oh, he probably want everybody to have guns. You don't want everybody to have guns?
Do you want everybody?
I don't want everybody to have guns. I ain't gonna tell you no lie.
Everybody
Frank.
don't know how to.
It's too much going on, man.
I'm just saying, everybody mind's not ready to have a gun. Everybody mind's not stable to have a gun because they don't know what to do in the situation. They gonna use their gun. They ain't gonna think. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like, come on. That's man. No. Don't nobody, man.
What you said, Frank?
Look at these killers going on.
I see them.
There's been a lot more babies dying.
Yes.
Ever since that gun law passed, I want everybody to be protected.
Well, but let's think about
it
this.
don't make no sense.
This is how I look at it, though. I just think when they pass those type of laws, they're talking about lowering the age now to 18.
Yeah, 18. So what you think they try to do? They try to get rid of us.
But Frank, and to you guys that are out there, I say this: a lot of the people that are doing the shooting, though, they don't have legal guns.
Yeah.
They're not concerned about getting a legal gun.
Well, where they getting them guns from? They stealing them out of people's cars who are legal, right?
Okay, that's what you said.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Like when they stole the police chief gun?
Yeah, so if it'll be more gun, well, they probably sent that later.
Man, Porsche Panera?
Come on, a black police chief lady? They probably sent that later.
Who set up? Who? The people in the streets?
Or I'm saying, now you try to make these folks come after me now.
Okay, I don't want nobody coming after you. I don't want nobody coming after me.
I hope they forget about me.
Okay. So you saying because of the enactment of the gun law and because more people have guns, and we know for a fact that when a lot of this stuff started happening all across the United States, not just here in the city of Memphis, there were record numbers of guns that were bought. And we know for a fact that a lot of people are storing these guns in their cars when they're going to different places, and a lot of individuals that are tapping these cars, they already know that individuals got these guns stored in their cars. So when they breaking into these cars, a lot of times they're actually looking for guns.
That's all they looking for is guns.
So they ain't really caring about a lot of the other stuff.
Nah, they don't care nothing about what else in your car. They just want them guns.
So do y'all hear that? A lot of the individuals that are actually breaking into cars, they're targeting these cars because they assume that a lot of these cars already have guns in them. And that's how a lot of the guns are getting into the streets.
Yes, sir.
And into other. Well, but I'm seeing I can see a lot of people that are going to Beale Street, or a lot of people that are going to these festivals, or a lot of people that are going to the games, or wherever they're going, like Chiefs.
Clubs, you got to think about it. People been in clubs, late night hours.
Okay.
That's when they mostly get hit. The bar, the club.
Because they know now people that go to clubs, because the first thing they say is, man, let me get to my trunk.
Yeah, so they
let me get
already
to my
know.
trunk, bro, because if I got to get to my trunk, it's going to be
down.
on.
You already know it.
That's where they got them choppers and everything else, so Dracos. And
then the babies got them now, because the babies went in your car and stole all your choppers and Dracos.
These little 14, 15, 16-year-olds. Jesus Christ. Woo! So, Frank Gotti said he don't necessarily like the gun laws, y'all, because it allows more guns on the streets, which gives a lot of the individuals that are out here breaking into these cars the actual ability to be able to acquire these guns, and now they're turning around and using those guns on each other, and they're using these guns whereas innocent babies are being killed, because a lot of times when they going up to places, man, and they unloading 70, 80, 100 rounds.
Now they making the people that don't supposed to tote guns got to tote gun, because you don't know what these little boys gonna do when you at the gas station pumping your gas. It ain't even safe for you to pump gas. It ain't even safe for a woman to come outside by herself just to run to the store,
Right.
Like, it's not safe no more.
Right.
For real.
Right. You know, I always say, even as a police officer, man, when I ran around back in the 90s and early 2000s, it was rules to the game.
Yeah.
It was an honor amongst thieves and police. It was certain things, it was codes, you know what I'm saying? And now it's like it's just a free-for-all, and everybody just kind of out here doing what they want to do.
Yeah, they don't care nothing about what the OGs say, none of that, you know.
Exactly.
They killing the OGs.
Exactly. There is no, I ain't gonna say there's no loyalty, but you know, it's just kind of all over the place. So, where do you think we go from here, Frank?
Pray harder.
Well, I get praying harder.
We got to pray harder. We got to work in these streets a little more harder, but it's going to take all of us.
Okay.
It ain't just going to take Mike Witt. It just ain't going to take Frank Goddard. It's going to take the whole village to fix this.
Okay. So when you talk about the whole village, once again, we
I'm
talk
talking
about from
the mayor, the city council. I'm talking about the officers. I'm talking about the gang members. I'm talking about all the activists. I'm talking about everybody. 'Cause everybody say they want to change.
Right.
Or everybody say they're working this job or their career to make a change.
Right.
So everybody got to get in the room together and make this change, because one thing about it, if we just still sit back and talk about it, ain't nothing gonna happen.
Eddie Clark called in on the show. He gave out the number 244-6874. The number is 244-6874. I got Frank Gotti in the studio. If you want to ask a question, for some of you people that are not really understanding what's going on out here in the streets, some of you people that don't understand what happened on the bridge, or you always had questions about why this happened or why that happened, or what's up, Aisha? I always get that wrong. But like I said, those my girls. I don't care. Those my girls. Ronisha, Joy, and Aisha, leave them alone, people. They mine. I got them. Okay. Oh, Lord. Hello? You're on Memphis 360. Aisha. Why I keep saying Aisha?
Yep.
What's up, Aisha?
No, I got something I want to say. I couldn't just be typing my stuff. It wasn't enough.
Man, I saw you today in your truck. You were going off on some folk, were you?
Yeah, because they got me messed up trying to say I got something to do with killing young dogs. I told these people I want to kill, I ain't killed. So what I like to kill somebody, I ain't got nothing against.
I heard that. So what's the goings and ons?
I want to make a comment about our gun laws.
Okay.
I think they are the absolute stupidest gun laws.
Okay.
For the simple fact, almost everywhere you go, it's posted on the door that you can't bring a gun in, right?
Right.
So, and I get it, they're in their minds, everybody means, well, they think that that's going to keep them safer.
Okay.
But the reality and the problem that's created is that you have actual licensed gun carriers who still need their guns beyond them into your establishment. So their end is forced to leave their weapons in the car.
Mm-hmm.
So the only people who are going to abide by the law is a law-abiding citizen.
Right.
Meanwhile, you leave everyone open, and now here you come with this criminal who ain't studying your fine, who gonna walk straight in with a gun and kill everybody, and now you got a restaurant full of dead people with a parking lot full of cars with guns in them. That somebody could have stopped them, and even if they don't come in to kill, they know then to go outside to the parking lot and go through all the cars.
Right.
So it's almost like the government, they create this problem for them then, but then when your gun gets stolen, now you get a charge. It's your fault now.
Right. Right. Just like the incidents that happened at Incredible Pizza. You remember that? Where you got all of these kids inside Incredible Pizza out there on Germantown Parkway, and two individuals, I guess they bumped into each other, maybe had some art against each other, and the next thing you know, they shooting inside of Incredible Pizza.
Yeah, that boy shot his mama.
Yeah.
Anybody gonna hit though? That's who should have got hit, but that's neither here nor there.
Stop that.
You should person have
Stop that.
Go ahead.
Stop that. Stop that. But I get what you're saying though, and that's kind of what Frank is saying too. You know.
I mean, if you hit somebody, hit that innocent person.
And that's the problem. We have so many innocent people so many bystanders who weren't the intended target that are being hit. We got children that are being affected. We got babies that are being shot and killed here in the city of Memphis too often. We got young teenagers and young girls and young boys that are being shot and killed here in the city of Memphis because two individuals, got some beef with each other. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely hear what you're saying. I always say, I don't think that was the intent. I think the intent was not intended for a lot of the young people out here in the city of Memphis. I think the intent is for a lot of the individuals over in Middle Tennessee and East Tennessee that are out there in those rural areas, but that may want to come to a Grizzly football game. But they don't understand that, like Frank said, a lot of people are targeting these cars because they know, and they're going through these cars and they looking for guns. You know what I'm saying? Or they know.
And just imagine though the difference. If legal gun carriers, people who actually have their gun license, if they were just simply permitted to carry inside of places, but want to imagine how much more the crime will go down, because now the police really got some help.
Mm-hmm.
People wouldn't feel as comfortable running into places, feeling like they the only one with a gun. Even when you do have these mass shooters, it won't be as many casualties because you have more than enough people in the inside still with guns who can stop these people in their tracks. That just makes common sense. But, that ain't the reality. Is the sadder reality is that we have a government, but that ain't really what they want. They like this unrest because at the end of the day, the reality is they're going home in Collierville and Germantown, these other smaller municipalities that don't play that mess. They know the people ain't coming over there. And it's nothing for them to tell their kids, hey, don't y'all go to Memphis. Y'all stay over here. Y'all stay over here. Go party in Collierville. Therefore, you're less likely to be a victim than if you just cross into that city limit because they already know even the penalties ain't even the same.
Right. We got to get you on the show again to talk about some of this stuff, man. I definitely thank you for calling in. You got anything else you want to say?
No, that's it.
Okay.
I love y'all.
Love you too, sweetie. Y'all take care.
All right, bro.
All right. Anyway, I was talking about Aisha Taylor, and Asia Taylor. I keep saying Asia Taylor. And like I said, man, those folks been coming onto her page from all over Instagram, and I was watching her today. She drives trucks, so she was out on the road and she was lighting them up, bruh. Come on over here, you got the right one. So, she was trying to get everybody straight in regards to what's going on. So evidently, there are other people out there that feel the same way you do, Frank, in regards to these guns. There's too many guns. The number to call is 244-6874, 244-6874. We got Frank Gotti in the studio right here, right now. I've been trying to get him here for the longest. So if y'all got any questions, y'all have wanted to ask Frank about any of the incidents that you've seen him on, all around the city of Memphis and different things like that, or if you want to ask him about the bridge incident or just something in general about how he feels about what's going on out here in the streets or whatever, now is the time to do it. I probably won't be able to get him back for another couple of years. It's been a couple of years since we done hooked up. I've been trying to get him, been trying to call him, but he's been so busy because it's been so much. But it's a lot going on out here, man. Yes, it's a lot going on out here. And I definitely see you out here trying to deal with a lot of the stuff that's happening here in the streets. I saw you not too long ago, as a matter of fact, out on, I don't know if it was a scene where somebody was killed or you guys were out there just protesting something. But regardless, I definitely see that you've still been busy out here in the streets. So let me ask you, so what does the future hold for Frank? Are you going to run for a political office?
Nah, I don't think so.
You're not going to run for a political office?
Nah, everybody been asking me to, but I don't think so.
Okay, so what does the future hold for Frank Gotti?
Frank Gotti got to make some changes first around here. My future is my kids.
Okay.
And that's what I'm pushing for, because me, I'm already getting up to age, So.
What's going on, Chief Garrett? Go ahead, you're on Memphis 360.
Mike. This is Leroy Jones. How you doing today?
Hey, what's going on, Mr. Jones? I'm good. How about you?
Good, good. Hey, Frank, what's going on, man?
How you doing, sir?
Good, good. Hey, man, I appreciate everything you be doing, advertise about the guns and stuff.
Yes, sir.
You know, and yeah, we do have a little problem here in the city of Memphis, around the world, with these guns.
Yes,
right,
sir.
right.
I don't know why. These run around the city and do the thing they doing. Mike, you stood in the army. I did too.
Right.
We call them the terrorists.
Wow.
So I hate to say it like that.
Uh-huh.
If these young guys can't get a grip on what they're doing and get back in school, get an education, this is what's gonna happen, man. They're gonna come after them.
Right.
I hate to say that, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I know you're doing a great job, and I appreciate everything you're doing.
Thank you, sir.
And Frank, I thank you for what you are doing on the TV and tell them putting the gun down, fight like a man. They can't.
Yes, sir.
They don't
Thank
know
you.
how to fight.
Mm.
You know, they're chicken.
Oh.
Yeah. And so, just like a couple guys said to me, I throw lead. I said, I do too.
Oh, somebody told you that?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And he almost lit him up.
Jesus. Woo.
Listen, Mike,
Yes, sir.
guys smoking this dope out here, and they think that we won't take them on. I put it this way.
Uh-huh.
You know, I'm 67 years old.
Okay.
I've been around. What they trying to learn, we did that.
Yes, sir.
The time for right now, I know that the mayor and C.D. Davis, y'all guys and officers out here doing a great job. But these young ladies out here, they are, 35 years old, 40.
Mm-hmm.
They got these young men out here, they don't obey their mother and father. They think they got their guns to shoot 15, 20, 30 times.
They shoot 100.
You know, them the gun we had in the army.
Yes, sir.
And they on the street now.
Yeah. Assault rifles.
So we got to compare ourselves. And I agree with the lady that, you know, I got gun permit. I got all that stuff too. But
Right.
you're right, a lot of places don't want us to bring guns in their place.
Right.
I don't do business there.
Right.
I bypass it.
Right.
I go places where I can carry my weapon with me.
Yes, sir.
And in case I have to use it,
Right.
I'm using it.
Right.
It's out.
And then I fight you in court.
I heard that. What's that? I'd rather be judged by 12 than carried by 6.
You better believe it,
Yes, sir.
because I hear, you know, and everything. Tell Frank, you know, continue what you're doing in the community.
Yes, sir.
You know, I know a little of him, and
Thank you,
a
sir.
thing about his life and coming up.
Okay.
I think we all had the same thing here in the city of Memphis, because where we lived at north, south, and then everything. But this year is 2020.
Yes, sir.
And we go in the 21st century. Every day, you know, I deal with the legal stuff now, you know, with lawyers.
Right.
Some of the lawyers in Memphis don't want to touch some of these cases. You know, the white lawyer, I hate to say it, because they don't want to mess with them, because they don't want to defend them, knowing they got these guns, shot somebody or wound somebody. And I think California said today, they passing a bill that you got to have liability. I said this here for years and years. You need liability.
Who got to have liability?
California.
No, I'm saying who has to have the liability insurance? Is it the state?
Me.
Oh, you.
No, me.
You. Okay.
Me, yeah.
Okay. I got
Yeah.
you. Okay.
Yeah, when I'm carrying my weapon, and I pull my weapon, point and use it, and I expect if I get sued for the negative, I need, you know, the insurance will be able to pay the family in the
Oh, okay. I
for the
got you.
crime
I
that
got
we
you.
did.
I got you.
Because these, you know, these young men ain't dumb and stupid.
Right.
They know the law. They
And I know some of them out there, you know, they educated, and they figured that by doing little drugs or whatever, I don't have to do a job. But so many young men out here and young ladies out here is seeing this here. Well, I don't want to. I can make $10,000 with this, but somebody above them, somebody know who they are.
Okay.
But they don't want to put the hand on them because the reason why, because of money.
Okay.
These young men going to jail, it's money.
Well, yeah, it's you know, and a lot of people don't understand that, you know, the justice system is based off lawyer fees, it's based off court costs, it's based off, you know, all of these different things that they tack on to keep the justice system rolling. And it's profitable. It's a lot of money being put through the justice system. So, yes, sir.
I agree.
Yeah.
If they stop that, then a lot of people working, they won't have a job.
Yeah, you're right.
You know, and so Mike, keep up everything. Frank, thank you for what you're doing.
Yes,
keep
sir.
your heads up, man.
Thank you.
Sometimes that we spin our wheel, but sometimes that, you know, Mike, you a preacher, I'm not. What the Lord say? Sometimes you get to come in, spank butt. You know what I mean? Well, listen, I want to call in and
It's an eye for an eye.
But hey, you said you were bored, had nobody calling in.
Well,
I'm gonna call in and talk to you.
Hey, well, I thank you so much.
I know everybody help me.
Yeah.
Of the way I think, you know,
Yeah.
and for the city of Memphis, I love the city of Memphis.
Yeah, we all do.
I'm all over the city of Memphis.
Yes, sir.
I deal with, you know, with your department, sheriff department, FBI department, lawyers. That's what I do every day.
Right.
And I know what these guys say, you know, hey, you know, they call me, man, I got shoplifting. I've been picked up for a winter bus. Hey, man, shoot, you can't afford me.
I know. Right. Okay.
You see, you call then, you can't afford it. They go downtown, they ask them, well, give me a secondary lawyer. We call it state defender, what do you call it?
Oh, public defender.
For me, yeah, public defender. I wish they were kicked out too. Because you got a lot of down there making $1,000 a year, $100,000 a year for no reason. Off me your tax dollars.
Right.
I don't like that neither.
Right.
Bail bond. I don't like that neither. I said something about that before.
Right.
They got mad at me. I didn't care.
All right. Well, thank
These young men can't get out of jail. Let them sit there, go to court. If they get them 5, 10, or 15, or 20, you do your time. Hard time. No plea bargain. No getting out early.
They show plea bargain a lot. I tell you that. But anyway,
And these young men on the street would know, hey, man, if I break that man's car, I get 5 years. I don't do 5 years. Hard labor.
Right. Well, I don't mean to run, Mr. Jones, but we gotta wrap this thing up. We're coming toward the end.
Hey, man, listen, I appreciate it, Mike. Continue what y'all doing. Staying focused. I support you. I stand behind you 100%. Hey, you know, and listen, y'all just continue what you do, and continue to pray. Prayer is good.
Okay.
But sometimes action has to be done. Amen?
Amen. Hey, thank you so much. All right. Oh, wow. Number to call is 244-6874, 244-6874. Why you smiling, Frank? that was a lot, wasn't it?
No, he tells the truth, though.
Oh, he definitely tells the truth. That's Mr. Jones, and Mr. Jones is correct. Mr. Jones be all over the place. He's part of NAACP. He was on the executive board. I mean, just all kinds of stuff. He's all over the place doing all kinds of things. And I thank Mr. Jones
I thank him too.
So much for calling in. So like I say, so what's next for Frank? So you say you're just going to stay out here, keep fighting, keep trying to...
Try to keep my kids alive, you know?
Okay.
And don't let them fall into these streets.
Okay. If you had a dream, Frank, and somebody gave you some money to be able to do a program or to put something together, what would you do?
I'd probably get a couple of houses in these communities you know, and house these young men, you know, and I know I can't house the young women, you know, because I'm a man, but we need some housing somewhere where these kids can go for when they need love, when they need some attention, when they need somebody just to talk to, because people call out to me when they about to go do some crazy stuff
Oh, for
and
real?
want to just talk, you know what I'm saying, they just want to feel somebody just listen to them.
Okay.
And then they'll call me the next day and be like, bruh, I really appreciate you because I was going to really go kill all them folks.
Oh, wow.
And I'd be like, you know what I'm saying, it ain't worth it. It's just like yesterday, right when I got back in the city, you know, I stopped at the store, 2 dudes with 2 guns, you know, they got into it about some stuff that happened a couple days ago about they were going to run into each other's cars, some in the intersection.
What?
I had to tell them, like, hey, man, don't you want to, I'm saying, is it worth it, though? Like,
Yeah.
you know you're going to go to jail. Like, either way go all these cameras, what you think going to happen?
Yeah.
Then the dude was like, I just got out of jail. I said, well, it look like you want to go
Get ready
back.
to go back. Yeah.
He calmed down and, you know, he went to his car and the other dude was like, well, I'm finna go to the house. And,
Yeah.
you know, it was just dead on there. Sometimes they just need a little direction.
So you was able to squash that beef right there.
And, you know, they squashed it right there and there because they probably didn't even expect for nobody to even speak up while both of them had their guns, you know, but
Oh, wow.
I still spoke up because I felt like God put me there at that place and time for a reason.
So you weren't afraid for your safety?
See, one thing about it, when you're doing this work, you got to be prepared to die, you know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Like, for real, because
That's deep.
you got to know what you up against. Like,
Well, I agree.
yeah, that's just like a police officer when they
Yeah.
put on their badge, put on their uniform, and they go out in these streets. They don't know what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
They gotta be prepared for it. They gotta know what situation, you know, what it can lead to.
Yeah.
And I'm always prepared for it, you know.
Wow.
Just like that.
Wow.
I'd rather die doing something right than die gang bang out here on these streets.
Wow. Man, that's hard. That's hard. You heard, you know, he'd rather give his life for a worthy cause as opposed to giving his life for some craziness and some crap. You know, that's deep, man. You know, I don't think a lot of people, you know, it's just like with everything else. I think a lot of people stereotype you.
I know it's okay.
I know it's okay with
Stereotype
you.
Jesus, you know how it
They
goes.
did. They stereotyped Jesus. And, you know, like I said at the beginning of the show, a lot of people didn't know, even when I was president of the police association, Frank and I had a relationship. You know, Frank would come out, we'd have, remember we used to go out there to Whitten and Summer.
Do the mattress store.
Yeah, at Mike's
Mike's.
place. You know, even when we were trying to feed the people that was flooded out in Florida, when they did the thing, when they had the Hurricane Katrina, you know, and all of those things that were happening, Frank would always come out, you know, he was always join in with the police association, with, you know, because it was doing something good in the community and something good for the people. And every time I called him, he would never hesitate to come. And I always kind of wanted him to be a part of it because, like I say, Memphis 360, and even at that time, and when I was the president of the police association, I always believe you have to go from the boardroom, but you always have to have connections in the streets too to know what's really going on in the streets, not what somebody said, not what somebody believed, not what the news media is trying to tell you, because a lot of times they put a spin on it that ain't necessarily true. You know, just like all of this crap that's going on Instagram with Aisha and Ronisha, you know, it's what people think and not necessarily what people know. So therefore, I always wanted to listen to people. And I always tell a story about when you want to do your anniversary march on the bridge. Tell them what happened, because they don't believe me. Tell them what happened, Frank. what happened? Huh?
Which part?
Who called you?
I'm saying, you talking about,
You remember when I set up that meeting?
you talking about when you set up the meeting, man, you had to go talk to, what's it called?
Talk to who?
Who that?
Rollins?
That was Rollins one. That was Rollins. And,
Remember, I kept asking them, I said, have y'all, because they were
worried.
They were worried about you
with
go
that
back on the bridge again.
Yep.
And I said, had you called him? And they was like, no. So I picked up the phone
you
and
picked up
called
the phone, called me, and we had went up there. You went up there with me so I could be comfortable.
I tell you, I ain't lying.
Yep.
And I said, hey, look, have y'all talked to him? And they said, no. I said, do y'all mind if I call him and get him to come up here and y'all can talk about what's going on? And then after that, they were like, okay.
Yep.
And they let you do the march, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I wasn't lying, people.
Yep. Yeah, they thought I was going to take them kids to the bridge.
They thought he was going to go back on the bridge again.
That's what they kept saying. Them kids going to get hurt on their bridge.
Yeah. Don't take them kids on the bridge. And what did you tell them that you wanted to do?
Man, I just wanted to, I just wanted to march with them kids, and just, show these kids, man, that it ain't all about the killing, man. It's all about love, peace, and respect.
Right. And Frank said he wanted to put some boxes out in front of City Hall and have the kids drop some boxes, something into the box.
They still read them kids
letters.
Yeah.
Had them kids writing them letters. And then Frank had set up like this little deal down by Church Park. Yeah. And you guys went back to Church Park and you let the kids enjoy themselves down there.
Enjoy themselves.
See, that's the kind of stuff that I'm talking about, people. Really? Everybody look at certain people and they try to stereotype and they try to put them into a box. We all make mistakes. We all do things. I've made mistakes and I've done things and I've been able to recover. And a lot of things, you don't know about. So I just say that in order to fix the woes and the ills here in the city of Memphis, and Frank even said it, we all got to come together from all walks of life, the police, the mayor, the city council, county commission, elected officials, preachers, gang members, young people out here in the streets, parents. We all got to come together and collectively fix our city. Hey, I want to thank you so much for tuning in to Memphis 360. Once again, the television show that goes from the boardroom to the streets. And we're over here at SVP TV Studios, and if in fact you want to do a commercial for all of you people that's got all of this political stuff that's coming up, we are on Uverse, we're on Roku, we're on YouTube, we're on Apple TV, and Miss Debbie can get you set up with all of that. And the number to call is 244-6874, 244-6874. Get in touch with Miss Debbie. Give us some business. I always tell people, I don't have any advertisers. That's why you see me going through a straight show. I pay for this show out of my pocket. That's because I want to be a voice in the community, and I want to be able to say what I want to say. I want to bring on the people I want to bring on. I want them to feel free to say what they want to say and it not be attached to any political anything. Or I don't want anybody to be able to tell me or my guests what it is that we have to say. Now, I will say if you want to donate to Memphis 360. I'm not asking you to, and you don't have to, but if you'd like to donate to Memphis 360, then you can. But we're not going to sit here and ask for advertising and all of that kind of stuff. So until next week, same time, same location, we want you to be blessed, be safe, be encouraged, and we'll see you next week.
Watch on Comcast, Apple TV, Roku, Fire TV, YouTube, Facebook Live, and all other digital platforms.